Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Joey, my man, what's up, bro?
No, what's going on? How you doing, all right?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to talk to you. I can remember taking my sister back in the day to some of your shows and loving it and trying to really hear you guys harmonize, but it was very difficult with all the high-pitched screams. I just remember, damn, man, those girls could scream loud at those shows.
It's like, why are you screaming? You're there to enjoy the actual music, but you screaming, you're not going to hear it. But hey, if that's what they want and it's their outlet to blow some steam off, yell all you want.
Yeah, that was the one thing I remember. After the second show, I told my sister, I was like, I'm going to have to get some earplugs or else I'm not going to be able to hear. These girls, they just scream so damn loud. And then she actually went to see you recently at Epcot, and I'm assuming the pitch a little lower now. Said it was a great show.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was one of our first things. I've always been trying to put something together for Epcot because for them, they always do celebrities. They always have like Boys to Men or 90 Degrees. And obviously, since Nsync ain't doing nothing, I was like, you know what? It'd be fun to do like a Joey Fatone and Friends to have, or just call it that. Everyone had no other name for it in a sense. But it's more or less of like having a bunch of my friends come out and perform. So it was me, Chris Kirkpatrick, Ryan Cabrera came out, Nate from Boys to Men came out, MC Search, if you remember him from Third Base, he did Pop Goes Weasel. So a lot of people came out, and we were supposed to do it this year again, but of course with the whole COVID, it got canceled. So we wanted to bring some more celebrities out. We're actually going to be probably bringing like Wayne Brady and a couple other people out like that. But again, with the whole COVID thing, it kind of stinks. But it was a blast. It was so much fun. I mean, I had a whole live band. It was just, we did a whole bunch of different songs and then Tearing Up My Heart, Bye Bye Bye, even threw in a Backstreet Boys song. It was just fun. Yeah,
everybody that I know, my sister included, said hell of a show. We're talking with Joey Fatone, the real Joey Fatone, by the way. So if you want to find him on Instagram and Twitter, we don't have the hack on. We got the real one. You can follow him at Real Joey Fatone. And recently, he's been doing some game showing. I checked out this host. You're the host of Common Knowledge. Brand new show, airs on the Game Show Network. Weekdays, check your local listings. I loved the Blonderage when I checked it out. My goodness, those blondes. And some very good, helpful information on the show. Tell me a little bit more about Common Knowledge.
Yeah, basically the fun part about Common Knowledge is it's one of those shows where everybody can get in on it. To be really, from ages from 9 to 99 can really get in on it. It's basically the show that asks practical kind of everyday questions that everybody in the keyword, of course, should know. It's just fun. Again, you get to play along. Different questions that are just randomly kind of things like, can you tell if a watermelon is ripe? Obviously, if you see a little spot on it, if that's what it is. Of course, 2 teams play. 2 teams of 3 is what it is. And there's 3 rounds. There's 2 multiple choice. One's a written one, which is the 3rd round. And the 4th round, whoever makes the most points will move on to the bonus round and get a chance to win $10,000. And I think the fun part about a lot of this is it's cool because what we do is in the game, you can earn bonus points if all of your teammates, there was 3 people on a team, and they get the same answer correct as you answer individual. If you get it correct, you get bonus points. So you're able to bump up even more because sometimes some people, first and second round, you can be so down and actually win the game by getting the right points, getting it all together, or stealing other people's points.
Now, you're a lifelong game show fan, I read. Which was your favorite game show growing up?
Oh, gosh, there are too many. I mean, I always loved Let's Make a Deal, always loved Price is Right. One of my all-time favorites, which I was so happy they brought back, and they brought it back in the original format, was Pressure Luck.
Oh, yeah, no whammies. I love that.
Yep, then they had one called Whammy, which wasn't they tried to make it a bit cool. And it's like, no, it doesn't work. Going back to the original, Elizabeth Banks, I believe, is the one that's hosting it. She does a great job, but it's so cool that they kept the original format. That's what I love about it. You
know who was smooth, Joey, was that Chuck Woolery, and I think that you need to kind of work a little bit off of what he had so much success with. If you remember when he did Love Connection, I don't know if that was a game show, but I know he did Scrabble and some other things. But Chuck Woolery, what a smooth delivery, and that thing he did when he would go to break and he'd say, we'd be back in 2 and 2. And he had the hand motion. I mean, do you remember that? I don't know what it meant, but man, was that smooth going into break.
Oh, I know. I got to come up with something. I think at the end I do something. I can't remember now. I got to watch an episode.
Yeah. you don't have like a signature outro, like a baby bye, 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 or maybe, hey, I want you back.
Maybe I have one. maybe I got to do something like that. Now you got me thinking. Now I got to put it in there for when we start shooting again.
Yeah, the new show, it's called Common Knowledge. Joey Fatone, you got to have a signature outro. You got to do it like my man Chuck Woolery. I want to talk, though, about that great career you had with Nsync, playing the Super Bowl with Aerosmith. I remember that distinctively. What a great night and what a great performance you guys put on. Was that the pinnacle for you? And can you talk about that night at the Super Bowl?
It was definitely one of the highlights of my career. I mean, I know there's 4 of the guys, but I can speak for myself. But it was really cool because a lot of things were happening at that time. That weekend was my birthday. Always, for some reason, a lot of times my birthday is January 28th, and earlier times Super Bowl fell on the 28th or the very end, of course, of January, beginning of February. Sometimes it falls a little bit different. But that time when I did it with Aerosmith, it was around that time, and I started collecting signature guitars. And guitars like, for instance, Anthrax, the rock band, has, he has his own guitar. Especially like Aerosmith Joe Perry has his own guitar. So I actually went up to Joe and I was like, "Hey man, I know you have a signature guitar. I started collecting them. I'd love to buy one from you. If you have them, let me know where you sell because I'd love to get it signed from you." He's like, "Man," he goes, I don't have any of those, like that, blah, blah, blah. And just left it at that. No big deal. Okay. Walk off. The next day, the day that we were doing the Super Bowl, one of his security guards comes over and says, "Hey, Joe would like to see you in his trailer." I'm like, "All right," walk in the trailer. Joe's like, "Hey, man, I heard it was your birthday." He's like, "I actually made a phone call. I got the guitar." He goes, "I wasn't even able to get it to the other guys because I was only able to get one." So him and all of Aerosmith signed it for me. And so I had that in my house, which is one of my prized possessions, which was just really cool. One of the coolest moments, Joe Perry giving me a guitar and signing it, and then everybody else coming in and signing it as well, which was dope. It was really, really cool.
Great story. We're talking with Joey Fatone. He's the host of a new game show called Common Knowledge. It's weekdays. Check your local listings on the Game Show Network. I have just a few questions that we got here, like who's most likely of the band Nsync. We have some really crazy Nsync fans around here that would love to see a reunion. So these will be rapid fire. Who's most likely out of the band to give all their money to charity out of all you guys?
Probably all of us in some sense, because we've always done charities and we're always been charitable. But I would say, honestly, the person that would probably do it completely, gosh, it'd be a toss-up between Lance and Chris, maybe. I don't know. All of us kind of have done it, so I don't know who'll give all the money. Maybe Lance.
Who's most likely to bring home a stray puppy? You find a cute little dog. Who's bringing it home?
Lance.
All right, yeah, he's the sensitive one. Who is the most likely to be a stand-up comedian?
Chris.
How about the one most likely to bungee jump? Who's got the biggest balls of all you guys?
I would probably do it. I think Justin would. Lance would probably do it. Chris is afraid of heights, but he would have the balls to just go and do it, but not look. But to really do it, just say, "Hey, what the hell?" I would probably do it, and probably Justin would probably do it, I would say.
But you've never done it, have you? You've never bungee jumped?
No, I've never bungeed, but I've done the one where you're like at the swing, where you pull the cord and you swing like in the air, some crazy crap like that, like a really big swing where you free fall for a little bit. A little intense.
Which one of you has the worst hygiene? Like when you were traveling, like, oh God, this guy he's smelling up the room. Who stinks the most?
Well, nobody had really the worst hygiene, but I will say when Chris had the braids in his hair, it was hard to wash out, so his scalp and his head would get a little flaky when he had the braids in, because he literally had braided. They were braided in. And then finally, when he took them out, we were very happy he did that. Not that he was dirty; it's just from the braids you weren't able to wash your hair all the time. So obviously, from sweating and everything else, you get a little scalpy.
Who of the group was the most book smart of all you guys, like doing their homework and things?
JC was the book smart. JC does his due diligence. He's very thorough with everything. I mean, we do even merchandise stuff. When we have stuff, I'll be like, "All right, that shirt's pretty cool." But JC's like, "Well, that shirt's pretty cool, but the color of it is a little bit off. It should be more of a periwinkle than a purple." He'll be like, "It should be more chartreuse than green." I mean, he's very detailed. He is, which I would say that it's good.
We got two more here. Who is the most street smart? We have the smartest book guy is JC. What about the one that could get around on the streets if he had to?
Probably that would be me.
That'd be Joey. Joey the street donut. Joey bag of donuts, getting it done in the streets.
Exactly.
Who would win in a battle royal fight to the finish? If Nsync did like the celebrity death match and everybody got in the ring at once, who's bringing home the trophy?
Chris. Because Chris is just, he don't care. He'll go until he can't go no more. He's like one of those dogs, like when somebody bites you and you bash him over his head, he'll just keep going. That's Chris.
He kicks ass. Well, Joey, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Finally, any Nsync reunion being talked about? Would everybody be on board? Where are we with this? Because it's real big to do the throwback thing.
We did something with Ariana Grande, which the four of us actually got together, and people kind of raised eyebrows, and people were very curious about maybe even doing the four of us without Justin, but we haven't had that conversation yet, whether we do it with the five of us or the four of us or even do something at all. So who knows? I say never, but we honestly have not had that conversation. Hopefully, maybe if I don't get them to do it as a group, I'll get them to come on Common Knowledge and maybe answer some questions.
Joey Fatone and friends. I like that idea, too. If they don't all want to come on board, just bring your friends and start rocking the stage. You can follow them on Instagram and Twitter at Real Joey Fatone, and host of the new show, Common Knowledge. Check it out. Thanks for your time, Joey.
Hey, man, thank you so much.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.